In a small town in China, a chef named Cao is running his restaurant very successfully. One day, a world-famous chef, Paul, opens a huge restaurant right across from his, attracting all of Cao's customers in a single day. Seeing this, Cao gets angry and challenges Paul to a cooking skills competition. The competition begins, and Paul skillfully removes all the bones from a large fish, impressing the crowd with his technique. Paul throws the fish towards Cao, who, with even more skill, separates the fish meat from its skin. The audience is highly impressed by their skills, and they declare both chefs equal. They suggest that they participate in the next world-class cooking competition, but first, they need to win a local competition. Both chefs end up being equal in the local competition as well. To find out what happens next, let's move to the detailed explanation of the film. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. In the beginning of the film, we see a chef named Cao preparing delicious food at his small restaurant, which is always packed with customers due to the great quality of food he serves. On the other hand, in Sweden, we see an advanced technique chef named Paul, who prepares food for the Swedish royal family because of his unique cooking techniques. However, after rejecting many offers, Paul returns to China to fulfill his father's dream by opening a beautiful restaurant. The opening of the restaurant is happening today, but the problem is that this new restaurant is located directly across from Cao's restaurant. As soon as the restaurant opens, Cao's customers rush to check out the new restaurant, which makes Cao and his friend worried about their business. To compete, they offer discounts at their restaurant, and upon hearing this, all the customers rush back to Cao's restaurant. This leads to an argument between the two restaurant teams, and it is decided that there will be a competition between the two chefs. When they face each other, they recognize each other because they had previously argued while buying fish at the fish market. The competition begins, and Paul skillfully removes the bones from the fish, leaving everyone astonished. Meanwhile, Cao cuts the meat into small pieces and separates it from the skin. The crowd is amazed because not a single piece of meat was left attached to the skin. A well-dressed person then says that both chefs' cutting skills are outstanding and that they should participate in an international competition that is happening soon. Paul is giving an interview where he talks about his past experience as the chef for a royal family in Sweden, where he used advanced techniques to cook. He mentions that after coming here, he realized that people are still using traditional methods to cook, and he is clearly referring to Cao. In the meantime, it's announced that the first competition will be between Cao and Paul. The winner will move to the next round and compete against a master chef, who turns out to be Cao's father, Goffing. Cao had been abandoned by his father as a child, left at a chef's house, and his father never returned to check on him. Cao grew up facing many difficulties, which is why he hates his father. The next day, Paul's friend invites Cao and his friends to her restaurant, where they serve fried eggs and a mixed recipe in a pot. After tasting it, Cao gets angry and storms into the kitchen to confront Paul. Paul challenges him to create a dish, and Cao uses his traditional methods, while Paul uses advanced techniques to prepare the same dish in just a few minutes. When Cao smells Paul's dish, he realizes that there is no difference between the two, and he leaves. The next day, Cao's former chef teacher visits him and tells him that his father wants to meet him. Cao, very upset, expresses his anger, saying that his father has never acknowledged him as his son, and he suffered as a child. After venting his feelings, he leaves the place. The following day, the chef competition begins, and both chefs prepare their recipes with great skill. Paul finishes his dish in a few minutes, while Cao takes the entire allotted time. When the judges taste both dishes, they give them the same score because they couldn't find any difference. However, one of the judges comes on stage and says that while both dishes were great, Paul's time management was better, and he declares Paul the winner. Paul is very happy with his win. During this time, his friend tells him that his girlfriend has been with him for many years and asks why he hasn't brought her into the chef competition. Paul laughs, saying she doesn't even know how to cook. Then Paul's girlfriend brings 2 cups of a recipe, and asks him to test them and determine which one has more salt. It's revealed that Paul doesn't have the natural ability to taste, and upon discovering this secret, he becomes very angry. His girlfriend then admits that she had been with him only because she wanted to participate in the international competition, not because she loved him. She confesses that she loves his friend, and both of them plan to sell the restaurant soon. Feeling betrayed, Paul becomes heartbroken and starts drinking on the road. Cao passes by, notices his sadness, and approaches him. He asks why Paul is so upset despite winning the competition. Paul explains that the people closest to him have betrayed him. They look up at a picture of the master chef, and Paul says that this chef is his idol, and he has always wanted to be like him. Cao responds that he shouldn't try to be like him because he is not a good person. Cao reveals that this chef is his father, who abandoned him as a child and never returned. After this, they both take out their anger on the picture by throwing empty bottles at it. A little while later, Paul returns to his restaurant, and Cao accompanies him. They blackmail him into selling the restaurant, telling him that if he doesn't sign the papers, his girlfriend won't be able to participate in the next round because partners are not allowed without testing ability. Paul then decides that Cao will be his partner for the next round, which makes Cao's friend very happy. The two chefs spend the next few days learning from each other and perfecting their cooking techniques. Soon, the competition day arrives. Together, they create a unique recipe, and when the judges taste it, they say that they have never tried such a dish before, and both of them win this round. Paul's girlfriend is present and looks angrily at Paul for losing. The final round is going to be against the master chef, and Paul tells Cao that he has already achieved what he wanted. Cao wanted to prove to his father that he was a great chef, and now he has the opportunity to do that. Paul encourages Cao to go and prove himself in front of his father. A few days later, the next and final competition begins. In this round, Cao's father, the master chef, starts preparing his recipe with great skill, while Cao gets lost in his childhood memories. He recalls how his father abandoned him when he was young, and how the children from the neighborhood used to bully him. As Cao gets lost in these painful memories, Master Goffing approaches him and splashes water on his face, urging him to start preparing his recipe. After a short while, Master Chef Goffing creates a dish resembling lava, with lava flowing from a volcano, which impresses the judges. On the other hand, Cao prepares noodles, but instead of serving them to the judges, he serves them to his father. This is where we learn that Cao's father had once scolded him as a child for not knowing how to make noodles properly. Now, his father loves the noodles that Cao has made and eats them eagerly, praising him, saying, "Well done, son. You've made great noodles." This moment marks the fulfillment of both father and son's dreams. It is also revealed to everyone that these two are indeed father and son. When they return to the restaurant, Cao and his father's friend decide to combine their restaurants. Their customer base grows significantly, and this marks the final scene of the film.